Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bootleg Safari, a panel where we talk about horrible knockoffs.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. It is the solution to the problem of, I did 22 shows this year, and I never again want to answer the question, what is your favorite bird in a Q&A? And so, I made myself a panel format where instead I could have surprise and delight every weekend. And so this time, my guest is Jonathan. Jonathan, tell people what you do and who you are.
Who am I? Well, I'm Jonathan Ball. I'm a writer of comics. I do a comic with heavy metal called The Eye Collector. I do write prose as well. I'm also a publisher of a small company called Stranger Fiction. You know, you can find me and my work on the floor about us. But additionally, something that's going to become relevant to this panel here is I also do a lot of work with Devolver, the video game company Devolver, as creative producer. You know, Devolver makes indie games, but I have been personally, and this just to prime something later, I personally, you know, have been shirking my responsibilities and not playing enough video games, enough indie games. I've been playing Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about, you know, maybe going as Zelda for Halloween this year, but we'll get into that shortly.
All right, we'll get into that. And I'm Aaron Reynolds. I write the comic strip Effin Birds. Anybody who doesn't know what that is, don't show it to your kids. I was invited to a Secret Santa, and because the people who were there are really terrible, it didn't turn out to be a Secret Santa. It turned out to be the Secret Satan. And the thing was, you got to get the worst gift for somebody else for less than $20. And I got this for a friend of mine. This is not Garfield. This is a fully original Chinese character called Famous Fat Orange Cat. And this next slide is the reaction when I gifted him. And so I wanted that in my life every weekend for the whole year. And this is the 20th episode of Bootleg Safari. And I'm just really excited about it.
Do you know what that cat looks like to me?
What does he look like?
Have you ever seen Too Many Cooks?
Yes.
Snarf?
Yeah, Snarf. It
Yeah,
looks like
it's
Snarf.
just like Snarf.
Somebody's like, is that a Snarf? It's like, not
Yeah.
officially, no. But I mean, it
Not
could be a
officially.
Snarf.
It
It
could
could be a Snarf.
Snarf's
Um,
famous cousin.
So, the first thing here is yours. Are you ready to advance the slide and see it?
I am.
Okay, let's go.
So this is my Zelda. When I was looking for Zelda Link, you know, cosplay, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not going to make one. I'm too busy to do that this year, unfortunately. But, you know, somebody must have a Link costume out there. There must be one on Amazon or elsewhere.
Yeah.
And here it is. It's costume and mask. That's the
That's the mask.
it's Link. You can see that it says Link, which is, you know, sometimes they don't say what they're supposed to be. And there you have it.
Okay, so this is my favorite genre of Halloween costume from that
Right.
era, which is the plastic garbage bag with a picture printed on it that shows you the character, not actually the character's outfit.
Yeah, it shows you the character and how it's supposed to look. Yeah, that's what I think is so brilliant about it. The costume shows you how it should look, but it doesn't look that way.
Yeah, that's it, right? It's like one of the previous Bootleg Safaris, I had the worst Woody from Toy Story I had ever seen, but he looked fine on the box. And the idea was, I think the picture on the box was to make you look at it and say, these are like each other. These are the same, you know, but they weren't.
Yeah.
This is...
And the red pants. I love how Link is now an 80s, you know, I don't know what you call it, club hopper with like red leather pants, or red vinyl pants, or...
You should have worn that. Did you not buy this?
I should have bought it.
You should have bought it.
Yeah.
How much was it?
I don't remember.
That's
It
really
was too much. That's what it was. It was
Of course.
just too much.
Of course it was
Shipping.
too much. Yeah.
Shipping's always what kills you with these things.
I tried really hard not to buy a giant order of Mexican action figures from the 1980s.
Which tried hard not to.
Oh,
That means you did do it.
I know, I didn't do it, but they're still saved in my cart. They're one of these days.
They're still sitting.
They're still sitting there. Every once in a while I get an email from eBay
Yeah.
like, did you forget something?
You did forget something.
I
though.
did. I
That's-
totally forgot to buy that Batman that looks like a
Yeah.
skinned potato. All right. All right. That's very.
Green Batman.
Yeah. Thank you for showing me this. This
Is
is
that
beautiful.
something?
He's really beautiful.
I am kind of sad I didn't buy it. I should have worn it
Should've
at
worn
the
it.
con.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
look at his face. Here's the other thing. Look at his expression.
Yeah.
He looks somehow
He's
evil.
like he's like a jerk.
To be fair though, if you know Zelda well, like if you understand that game well, Link is a guy who rolls into town, says nothing, smashes all your pots, steals all the money out of your home. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, Zelda.
He is in fact a jerk.
He is the elite. He's from the elite.
Yeah, that's right.
The guard of Princess Zelda. So he kind of gets away with whatever he wants.
That's amazing. All right, are we ready to move on to the next thing?
I don't know if we are ready.
So here's the best part of this. I'm doing this show and, yeah, this is really good. I'm doing this show and Minnesota back to back. And actually on Thursday, I thought I was going to get on a plane and go to Minnesota. And I only looked right before I got into the Uber at my calendar. And I was like, yeah, what hotel am I staying at? The Radisson in Winnipeg. Oh, no.
That's a miscalculation.
And so I had to immediately take my Minnesota Twins jersey out of my bag and put my Jets jersey in it. And so I actually don't know what's in this PowerPoint from me, so I have to look at it.
Mr. Mario.
This is one of my favorite things ever. There was a place in Toronto called the Enchanted Castle, and it was a really crummy kids entertainment franchise. And they had characters that you could rent for parties, both at the Enchanted Castle and at your home. Guess how much they were? $89. That includes paying the person doing the job.
There's a person in. So you're
There's a
renting
person in
the
this
person.
costume. You're renting a person who's going to appear at your event as one of these characters for $89.
Wow.
So first of all, they're getting paid nothing. What are they getting paid just to drive? For the day. Yeah. Because, I mean, the Enchanted Castle's got to be taking more than half of that money, right?
Well, I know that Disney's not.
Disney's not getting any of this money.
This is Ice Princess and Princess A.
Yeah, so
it's
let's
not the princesses from Frozen. It's Princess A.
Princess A. So here's what we're going to do. We have some close-ups of these. And here's the thing.
And Mr. Mouse.
The Enchanted Castle is now defunct. But thankfully, the Wayback Machine has saved their website for us for today. Warrior Turtle.
Wow.
Turtle. I love this one.
They got the purple though. Yeah, I'll give them credit
that
for
right.
that. It's not like Link. It's not like a picture of Donatello, and it says Don Smello or anything.
It's vaguely
it's
turtly.
It's close enough. I can tell what it is.
Little Explorer.
Little
Explorer. Yep. Next.
Like,
what do we got?
the apostrophe's in the wrong place too, which is nice.
Oh, that's true.
Nice
It is.
touch.
That's really terrible. Yeah. Can we go to Ice Princess? I'm horrified by her face. I find that really, really horrifying.
Yeah.
Terrible. Really terrible.
Does she have a nose? That's the other question I have.
She's like a Muppet in that way. Some of them have noses and some don't. That's right. Mr. Mouse.
Now, I
Mr.
do
Mouse.
like Mr. Mouse.
I have a Mickle Mouse t-shirt that says Mickle Mouse Club, he is neat. I might actually wear it to the concert tomorrow.
I like it.
I like how low his ears are. He's got Princess
he's got
Leia
style.
hair, not like, oh yeah.
He's got that rakish sash or thing on his throat.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's
ascot.
called. Ascot, yeah. Well, it's not the bow, it's more of an ascot, you know?
What's happening in the front of his pants?
Well, it's like his knees have migrated. You know?
That's exactly what's happening. Those are his knees.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Oh my God. All right, next. Mrs. Mouse.
There you go. Finally, she got him.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's true, because canonically, Mickey and Minnie are not married, right?
That's right.
They are not married. Yeah. Is Donald married?
No.
He doesn't wear pants. All right.
He's married. He's fooling around.
He's fooling around.
Or he's married. One of the two.
Dogs. Both. The worst. All right. What's the next one? Oh, yes.
Mr. Mario.
Mr. Mario.
What is Mario's last name? Does Mario have a last name?
Isn't it Mario?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Is Mario?
It's really stupid, but
So this is pure infringement.
Yeah.
His name is
not
Mr.
even
Mario.
incorrect. It's Mr. I mean, it's not Dr. Mario. It's before he got that doctorate.
Before he got the doctorate.
Yeah. So that's my thing that I brought.
Now,
for you.
see, this is one for me. So I was going to buy my nephew a toy. You know, he's like 5 years old. I'm like, oh, he likes superheroes. You know, my brother's big into superheroes too. I'm like, I'll go find like some superhero toys. So I find this awesome 14-piece Marvel thing. And then I was like, I literally bought it off of Amazon. And then I was looking at the picture again. And I was like, oh, I wonder who's actually in here. And then I was looking closely at the picture. I ended up canceling and refunding it. Just because it was pricey.
Aww.
But, it's actually quite wonderful. Now, you've mentioned this in other episodes of this podcast,
Yeah.
if people haven't seen it, that one of the tells with these bootlegs is the face.
Yeah, the eyes that don't point in the same direction.
They don't point in the same direction, or it's like the face is misshapen strangely.
Yeah.
What I also like about these Marvel-ish characters is they're, like, I'm not up entirely on my Marvel canon, but who is the guy in the bottom right?
Winter Soldier.
So that's Winter Soldier.
Is it the Winter Soldier? He's kind of like a cross between Ronald McDonald and the Winter Soldier.
Well, he's
So-
got the arm.
He's got the arm. That's
He's
the
got
only
the
thing
arm,
that tells
right?
you that he is the Winter
Like, it's
Soldier.
close,
Yeah.
but not quite. And the
Not
top left must be Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's Ant-Man.
It's so misshapen
Oh.
in the head, though.
Do you know what I love about these? There's so many of these Chinese bootleg toys have this. They all have little lights in the middle of their chest.
Yeah, I was wondering about. You're right.
Yeah.
You do actually.
So they can light up like ET.
So is that what I've always wondered about that? Is it so that they can let it be ET, or is it so that they can classify them as a flashlight and avoid something?
Oh,
Trademark-wise
taxes
or
and
something
duties
like this.
that. Yeah. That actually sounds.
But you know, they almost look passable until you get close. So
Yeah.
I think you've got a
Yeah, let's look at the next
slide
one.
here of Thanos close up.
Yeah. Look at him.
Right?
Look at him.
This is the pre-snap Thanos.
His eyes are pointing like.
He still has a drive, but he hasn't quite figured out a plan yet.
Do you know what he looks like to me? He looks like an adorable little anime bunny. You know, like look at those eyes.
Right.
So like, ooh, Thanos. Oh
And
my
he
God.
also, like, he's losing muscle tone, doesn't he?
Yeah,
And Thanos should not be. He's a bit more built.
he's terrible.
He's thin. He's terrible.
I
right?
do like that his chest lights up though.
But I was really tempted to get it, but I was like, I can't get my nephew this.
How much was
I'd
it?
rather about just own me.
How much was it?
It was like $70.
Oh,
for
no.
14.
No,
so
no.
I'm like, well, maybe, you know, $70 isn't bad for 14 different gifts.
That's
I can
this
parse
was
them out, you know?
if this was $25, I would have
Yeah,
called you an idiot
different,
for not buying it. But $70,
Yeah.
no, do not do that.
But free shipping.
The best gift I ever got, if you see the Dragon Con episode of this show, and you can see it at bootlegsafari.com, or you can search Effin Birds on YouTube if you like ads, there's a gift that I got from one of the organizers of Dragon Con, which was a Justice League set that included Zorro as a member of the Justice League. And he got it in Greece for 10 euros, and he tried to offer the guy 5 euros, and the guy wouldn't take it. He
Wow.
stuck on 10 euros, and you know what? It was worth all 10 euros.
It's like how Dracula is a villain in Marvel.
Yeah, that's
the Marvel
right.
universe.
Yeah, he's Dracula,
It's like,
yeah.
just throw Dracula.
Sure, Dracula, why not? Is he in the public domain? He's in the public domain.
If he's not the universal Dracula, he's in the public domain.
There we go. All right, let's go on to the next slide. The next one is mine, and it is the telescopic neck Incredible Hulk,
Well,
which
that
is
something else.
everyone's favorite Incredible Hulk power, is his
Yeah.
ability to
His
stretch
telescopic
his neck out.
Wow.
I could not believe that this was real. And you know what happened when I looked it up? I found all these wholesalers willing to sell me hundreds of them.
Does he not look a little bit like Bruce Lee in the bottom left?
He does a little.
Just a little bit?
I like the still from Avengers where they photoshopped his neck longer in the. That's really
Wow.
great, right? He's really great.
That's
So,
amazing.
wait, let's go on to the next one. This,
It's an accordion neck.
he's not even built. Like, he's just
Oh
like a
my
straight
God.
up, like, regular doll figure with a
Wow.
Hulk shirt on.
Wow.
Which reminds me, I need a shirt like that so I can cosplay as the Hulk.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a real box difference. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
the box.
Sometimes the box is way better. Yeah. What's the next one? Oh, yes.
Oh, there's a
it's
bunch
not
of
just
them.
the Hulk.
But do they have Mr. Fantastic? No. Why
They
not
do
Mr. Fantastic?
No Plastic Man. No
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic. No people
Wow.
who would actually stretch. No, it is Iron Man and Captain America and Spider-Man. Oh. Okay. Oh, but that's not all. Go to the next slide. Yes.
Does their neck extend off the back? You have to insert that to make it happen.
Yeah,
No,
put that
it's
piece
got a
in.
spare. So they've got a stretchy neck built in, and they know it breaks, so it ships with a second neck.
great.
But that's not all. They also glow.
Wow. They glow.
They don't just glow, they glow in the head. They glow in the head.
Not in the dark, but in the head.
in the head.
Wow.
And it's not really glowing, it's a light. It's a little LED
So many, that's
in
what
the
I'm
head.
saying, like, so many of them are lights. I feel like there's gotta be, either there's a
Flashlights,
cultural
yeah.
thing I don't understand,
Maybe.
or they're classified as some other good.
That's true.
And that's how they get around some of this stuff.
We, at one of these, somebody brought demon donkeys, which are crappy My Little Ponies. Called demon donkeys. And I just named myself a demon donkey t-shirt real bad. But
That's actually a pretty cool
they also
sounding
had
name,
lights.
too.
They all had lights. Yeah. They're actual, like, they're collectors who collect demon donkeys over My Little Pony.
Wow.
Like, who were,
I
like,
would-
super into
I don't even know
Yeah, right?
anything about
You-
either one.
but
And
you
I would
collect demon
definitely
donkeys.
collect demon donkeys.
One of my favorite times that I did this show, I did it at MegaCon in Orlando, and my guest was Mark Draven, the tattoo artist. And he is so obsessed with bootleg Star Wars toys that he actually bought some on the way to the panel. Because he was walking past a vendor and he saw this really stupid, terrible Star Wars bootleg. And he was like, I've never seen that before. How much is this? Okay, here's your money. And then he just came to the panel and he's like putting it on the table and was like, what's this? This isn't in PowerPoint. And he's like, no, I just bought this. It was great. All right, that's it for me and my stretchy neck Avengers. What is your next thing?
I'm trying to remember what my next thing is now. Oh, yes. So this actually doesn't look too crazy in the picture, but this is one of those, if you've ever gotten one of those emulator systems, like at one point Nintendo officially released these mini Nintendos that have, you know, like 100 games or something on them, and they're all these great old games, right? And then, of course, immediately people started to knock them off. And what you get, I couldn't find a good screenshot because I ended up getting one, and then I did actually buy one of these things, but I accidentally, like many people, bought the wrong one.
Oh.
I bought not the Nintendo Entertainment System pack, I bought the Entertainment System.
Right.
Notice the lack of Nintendo
Lack of
in there.
Nintendo, yeah. The colors are right.
The colors are right, it looks like a Nintendo, but you know, if you look, there's 4 buttons on the controller, right? That's the other tip off. In fact, you know what is funny about this? Just coincidentally, I went out last night with some friends, and in the corner was one of those exact things. I should have taken a picture.
You
I
should
didn't
take
think
it.
of
Yeah.
But it was the same thing as shown in the picture here. The buttons are actually, you can't see it there, but they're labeled like BA. It's like BABB.
2 B's
Like-
and 2 A's. Yeah, nice.
It's like-
Amazing.
But yeah, so, and then if you get one of these things, the games are all knocked off too.
Amazing.
So it's like the Turtles game, but it's kind of screwed up.
Right.
It is the same game, but they just haven't done it right. Like
so they've
somehow-
cloned it.
Yeah, so like
Like-
some of them are actually pretty decent, and then some of them are like the Japanese version, so it's not been translated.
Right.
But also somehow the pixels are all downgraded or something.
Amazing.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the reasoning would be, but they're
Because
just
somebody
messed
just
up.
downloaded it off of the internet. They didn't. make
I mean, it seems like that's what it is. Like
Yeah.
somebody found a emulated version of the thing and then crammed it in here.
I was just thinking of a problem that we had with my dad, which was if we sent him shopping, he would not necessarily buy the thing. He would
But
buy
cheap
something
one.
the same color and shape as the thing, and that's
Like
this would
cost
get
$2
him.
less,
This would get him.
yeah.
No. One time he was supposed to bring shampoo and he brought back ranch dressing because it looked. And in his defense, the bottle was the same shape and it was all the same
Same
colors,
price, yeah.
and he just did. He doesn't like to read. Anyway,
My wife complains about that. She'll make a list and she'll write on the list. She'll write like what she wants and the price, but she won't like write the brand name.
oh
And
yeah,
so she'll always complain that I'm like not bringing her home the right brand or something. I'm like, well, then write the brand name down.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
give me the UPC code. Give me anything that's an identifier that is unique. She's like, the price. Like, what good is the price to me?
Maybe it was on sale. Yeah.
Well, it was on sale, but I got the one that wasn't on sale because it was the same price.
Amazing. All right, what is the next thing? Because you have more, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
so I love this one. Now I haven't actually seen this one myself, but I've heard a lot about it. I've been trying to find it. It's the Supreme Supreme Maori.
Yeah. Supreme.
Yeah, there's a Luigi.
Maori.
There's a number of these apparently. They made quite a few.
Well, I mean, it's all the same letters as Super Mario.
But if you know what, I kind of want to check it out because my kids have like, I mean, you know, a lot of kids love Lego. I love Lego.
Yeah.
But the Lego Mario is a ripoff. I'm sorry to say. Like it's
It's like-
expensive as hell, and you get like 20 pieces, and you got to buy like 100 more to make a track or to make a level, basically.
Right. Yeah.
It's super cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know,
It's just expensive.
but it's just expensive. I'm like, well, I wonder how about this, you know, Supreme Maori must be a decent deal.
So one time somebody gave me a really bad Mickey Mouse fake Lego, and I used it in a bootleg safari, and then we gave it away to somebody in the crowd, and they reported back on Instagram that it was impossible to put together because it had about 100 extra pieces and was missing about 30 pieces required to complete the Mickey Mouse.
There's a lot of knockoff Lego, if you've ever really gone and bought Lego. My wife's always bringing home knockoff Lego. And of course, it doesn't say Lego on the bricks. That's the distinguisher.
Right.
And I'm always complaining to her. My kids also will. They say like they're fun to play with once they're put together, but they're extremely difficult to put together.
Yeah. And they'll have that greasy feel of the plastic that they didn't wash after it came out of the extruder or whatever.
Yeah.
So somebody explained that to me and why it was like that, but he was explaining it in the context of fake Transformers and why they were so terrible.
Sure.
But same is true of the Lego.
Oh.
There's something wrong with the one in the middle.
Right?
He looks like a
And he has a fire in his chest for some reason too.
Yeah.
Like he's burning.
It's a fireplace.
He's a fireplace.
No, he's a
too.
wood-burning pizza oven. Is that it?
This is baffling.
Oh, yeah.
And
Where
what's
do
the
you
with
wanna
the
go back
fiery guy? Like I can't figure out what Mario thing that is supposed to be ripping off.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Yeah. I don't know. Does
So I almost feel like-
who's a Nintendo fan here?
I'm not a Nintendo fan. Don't get me wrong, but we got a Mario right here.
Yeah.
But
Where's my 8-year-old
What's kind of
playing it?
interesting about this to me is I feel like it's so far. You can tell it's Mario. It's ripping off Mario.
Yeah.
But it's also they've got their own world.
That's right. Yeah.
They've actually done the work, of world building.
Of their own.
Mario's got a fireplace. It's driven him insane.
Well, I think that he's a pizza oven, right?
He's a pizza
I think he's a pizza oven. He's a wood-burning Mario pizza oven Lego
It's
set.
driven him insane, and he's got this friend who only he can see.
Yeah.
Helps him make pizzas.
We should write this. We
Right?
should write this and
The
Kickstarter.
Supreme Mario movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Nintendo would not sue us.
I don't think
No.
Mario Nation perhaps might sue us.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are the Supreme Maoris.
Yeah. They'd be not happy. Anyways, that was creepy and weird.
So it's ripping off Lego and it's ripping off Super Mario.
Yeah.
I like the double duty of it also.
Yeah.
That's
really
the other
terrific.
thing I respect.
Yeah, I think it's really great. I like anything with multiple layers of bootlegging. And speaking of multiple layers of bootlegging, I believe the last thing that we were doing today.
Just one last point
Yeah.
though. Look at the Lego logo. See how they've gotten around it? They've cut it in half on each side. They put the bottom at the top and the top at the bottom. So
Sure.
technically they haven't reproduced that Lego logo.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you can rules lawyer copyright like that.
These guys are doing it.
They're doing their best. All right, so I have a love of terrible films, and this film was not on my radar until I started a project about some of the worst movies of all time, and I am hoping to hear back soon from my publisher whether or not this is going to be a thing that we do, and I'm very excited for it. This is a film that has King Kong versus Jaws in it, but does not have the rights to King Kong or Jaws. It is a 1976 South Korean and American co-production in 3D.
Oh my god. Now what I love about this poster here is because you say it, it's almost sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
Like this is what you're gonna do. Defy the Jaws.
Defy the jaws of the giant shark. Destroy a teeming city, demolish an ocean liner, and vanquish a monster reptile.
You're
that is
adding
not Godzilla.
words in there, Aaron.
Not Godzilla.
You're adding words to make it syntactically.
Oh yeah, you're right. I added "a." Yeah, I did.
It's actually
my brain
defy the jaws of giant shark.
defies the jaws of giant shark. And the best part is, though, the filmmakers are mostly American. The screenwriter, he writes in English. This is okay. So, anyways,
but it sounds like the things I'm supposed to do. Like, is this what I have to do to see it?
Yeah.
Or to see ape, I have to first defy.
First, you got
jaws
to
of
defeat the giant shark. Yeah, that's right.
Vanquish monster reptile. That's the task. Then you get the ticket.
That's right. So here's one of my favorite parts of the trailer. Not to be confused with King Kong.
They've covered all their bases.
They're straight up like, don't sue us.
That's not even That's not even the ape. That's just a shadow.
It's a
something.
shadow of the ape.
We can't tell what it is.
The ape in this movie is a man in a gorilla suit in a clearly rented, used multiple times before, threadbare gorilla suit. Also, whenever the ape needs to interact with a human being, they have one giant right hand of the ape, and that's all that they have. It really looks like it's been through a lot.
They don't have the left hand?
Oh, no, they do not have the left hand. They have a right hand. So every time you see the ape smash a building, the only hand that comes through is the right hand. When he picks up somebody, it's only the right hand. It's great. I am going to show you some clips from this movie because it's really good. And did I mention it's in 3D? Because the 3D is actually really great.
Wow.
So I got to see this film because the 3D Archive, in partnership with Kino Lorber, did a full restoration of it. It actually looks great and sounds as good as it possibly could. And the 3D effects are very, very good. I watched it on my child's VR headset, which was a lot of fun. But they now sell it as a 3D Blu-ray, and you can also buy it for direct download from Kino Now's website. And it's just, I highly, highly recommend Ape, and you're going to see why. So, are we ready for this? Are we ready for a clip from Ape?
You know, it's almost a shame to put a beast into captivity and then put him on display for everybody to gawk at.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Where's the first stop?
Disneyland.
You gotta be bullshitting me.
No, it's true.
I sure hope the gas that put him out lasts that long.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. They say you should be out for a row another 5 days or so.
Oh, shit.
Now those were some great special effects. You know,
That guy's not a bad actor, that first guy.
he was fine. Yeah, well, I mean, he's dead now. He's the
Second guy, not so much.
Yeah, no, not so much.
But
This
the lighting is great too in there. There was like floating heads for a little bit.
well, it's
got
because they
that
didn't
great-
have a set, because they didn't have a boat set, so you can't
Sure,
if you don't want to
it's
show
gotta
it,
be dim.
you got to make it all dark. Have you ever seen The Usual Suspects?
Oh yeah.
So
of
the
course.
opening sequence of The Usual Suspects has a bunch of shots that they had to pick up later in the director's backyard, and that's why it's so dark, because it's supposed to be on a boat, and they didn't have a boat set, so they just were like, oh, let's put it in shadows, it'll be fine. And nobody notices,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Like, you don't know, you assume it's on a boat because they showed you the boat in the long shot, even though it was a crappy toy boat in a, I don't know,
My
bathtub.
favorite thing like that is Citizen Kane. In the crowd, he gives a speech to a crowd at one point. You see people moving in the crowd, but actually it's just a picture of a crowd, and they poked holes in the picture, and they just move a light behind it.
Really?
So it seems like there's motion because the light is moving, and you just sort of see like your brain sort of interprets it like, oh,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
motion there, and you think there's a crowd there, but it's just a picture, a drawing.
I am so glad that we mentioned Citizen Kane in the context of Ape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the right,
Right.
two of a kind, really.
Right? All right, here is a great example of the 3D effects in this movie that are really, really good. The giant ape comes ashore in South Korea and starts hassling a film set. Right back into the camera. Oh, yeah.
Hey, look!
Okay, now I got some logic questions for you here.
So those real weapons as well?
Well, no, they're on a film set, so obviously those are non-lethal weapons that they are firing at the ape.
It's got a flaming one, that's great. Look how slow it moves.
I love it. I love all the stuff on a
though,
wire.
it's gonna come
Yeah.
towards us.
Oh, it looks so good in 3D. I can't more have it. There we
You
go.
know, they're making good use of the 3D.
Right at the camera. All right.
You can tell they really actually like have thought through how to make the 3D
Oh,
look
yeah,
good.
they were thinking about really
Yeah.
interesting 3D gags.
What
That
would
is,
be cool? Yeah.
There's a rock slide later in the film where the rocks are all falling right at the camera. I mean, they're clearly
Sure.
styrofoam painted to look like rocks, but it's still a great effect. And there are lots of crowds running away, like in 3D, that are just terrific. But yeah, the ape hassles a movie set, and the people on the movie set use their prop movie weapons to try to fight off the ape. That's stupid. Those weapons are designed to not kill the other actors, right? Like, right? Am I wrong?
Maybe
Like,
on that movie.
yeah,
Maybe
I
it's a
know.
snuff
Yeah,
film.
exactly. Maybe these people are just like,
When they're filming a snuff film.
it's a snuff film.
And the ape interrupts the ape's the hero.
That's so horrifying. That's so horrifying. All right, I'm now going to show you the
one
best.
thing you should know about this is that this is actually a horse, because cows don't look like cows in the film. You gotta use horses.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Don't tell people lies. This is the truly greatest shot to establish the scale of the ape. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because this cow is totally the same in both of the shots that we're about to see, right?
He steps over.
I need to show you that shot again
I
because
wish he kicked it.
because you need to see the cow's tail, because the cow's tail is on a string that somebody is pulling to make it move. Amazing, amazing.
Wow.
That totally sold me that that was a real cow. That string pulling the tail.
It's a nice touch.
It was really great.
A lot of people would just have been lazy and not pulled the tail.
Right? Nope. There we go. All right. So I was watching this movie and I was like, why is the female lead so familiar? I don't know her name. I don't recognize her name. Does anybody know who this is? She look familiar to anybody?
Is it your mother?
No. Oh, it's a very important mother figure from the 1980s. That's the mom from Growing Pains.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, and it was before she got married, so she was using her maiden name still in this film, and that's why I did not know that that was Joanna Kearns. So yeah, this is a 3D giant ape versus Jaws movie starring the mom from Growing Pains. Really made my life better. All right, I got just a couple more clips to show you from this because it's so great. This is the reason you need to see this film. This is the big shot. This is the. I'm not going to say anything else. They clearly know what kind of movie they're making, right?
Wow. That's brilliant.
I was like, I was watching it and I was like, am I being unkind or ungenerous to the film to start asking myself, how did the ape learn this gesture? Did I miss a scene where he watched a bunch of television or something? But no, I just have to enjoy how wonderful it is. Just wonderful.
Beautiful.
Here's some ape destruction because, I mean, this is what you came for. And this part, by the way, is really good. They built a really nice set and they let a man in a gorilla costume smash it. And that's fun. That's fun to watch. There's the right hand.
I love how tired the ape seems to be.
Right. Well, it's because they keep gassing him with the knockout gas, but it hasn't been working. There's also a scene somewhere in this movie where you can see the ape's undershirt.
It just looks like he's waiting for the time to clock out, right?
Yeah.
So I might gotta smash a few more.
Love it, love it. And so much of the city ends up on fire. If you like movies where a dude in a suit smashes a little city, there's about 20 minutes of that in this. And it's worth watching.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's Ape. I'm going to show you one final scene from it, and it's after spoilers for the end of Ape. After the army has killed the ape in a horrifying fashion after being unable to capture him humanely. And everyone's sad about it. And here is the big final line from Ape. Are you ready for it? I guarantee you are not ready for it.
Oh, boy. Boy.
It's just too big for a small world like ours.
Oh, Tom, why? Why? He was just too big for a world as small as ours.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
really something great, right? And the thing is, this movie is so goofy that it has not earned that sad end. Anyways,
Love it.
that's Ape. I highly recommend Ape. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
See Ape.
See Ape. And that's it for our Bootleg Safari. Thank you so much for coming to see it with us. Thank you. Jonathan, where can people find you?
I'm in the exhibitor floor on booth 2620. I'm there with my partner in crime, G&B Comiccon. We got lots of comics and books and art prints and even cool pins.
Is that how
Give
you
you
say his
protection
last
from
name?
evil.
I never know how to say it.
Comiccon.
Comiccon. Okay, there you go. Yeah, his protection from evil pins are amazing. I really like those a lot. There's one that's protection from robots.
Yeah,
There's
whatever.
one that's protection from curses.
Curses, I think.
Yeah, I love them. I love all those pins. You need to see them. And you have a podcast.
I have a podcast called Writing the Wrong Way. If you're anyone who's a writer and wants to know more just about writing, I love to talk about writing.
Awesome. And I have a new, I have a new calendar in stores right now, everywhere, and also at my table over in Nova Sally. I am happy to write something mean on a loved one's birthday for you, if you want to do that. But if you're ordering online, you can find it at the greatest URL I've ever registered, which is eatfart with a dot between the F and the art. And you can find all the previous episodes of Bootleg Safari at bootlegsafari.com or on YouTube. If you just search for Effin Birds or Bootleg Safari, one of those will find it for you. There's a lot of them out there, and some of them are really great. Just recently in Edmonton, we talked about Cruel Jaws, the sequel to Jaws that Universal sued over. Because guess what? They didn't pay Universal any money, and then they used footage from Jaws in their Jaws movie. It was great.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
What's the name of that company that does all the...
Oh, Asylum.
Yeah, so...
I did an Asylum review once. It was the Four Mighty